Before we get this started, I actually want to say this to my new subscriber. Yes, finally, I got a new subscriber. Purple Tomato Cinema. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, dude. And um, I'm sorry you're going through a personal time, dude. And I just subscribed to you, so thank you for subscribing to me. You're amazing, dude. And I hope you actually love this. Purple Tomato Cinema, thank you for subscribing. And I hope you love. Welcome, anime screamers. Your go-to channel for all things horror, anime, and more. Today we're diving into the latest installment of the VHS franchise. Yes, the VHS franchise has so many installments. I'm going to cover VHS today. For the review is VHS 1994, released in 2021 during the COVID pandemic. As always, I'm going to break down the film and the strengths and weaknesses, discuss the favorite moments, and I highly anticipate and react to the film. Sit back and grab the popcorn, and let's get into it, and let's scream into VHS 94. Honestly, what at it to tell you the truth, David Bucker and Brad Miska made it back to the film with the returnee of Sam Barrett and Tamo Tayamaro. I am not joking. And newcomers like Jennifer Rita films is kind of more, but I would just say I only know her for one. And Chloe Oko, which her debut film is The Watcher, a psychological thriller horror. The Watcher is actually her debut film, and it's a 2022. And the region plot is a police squad team that stumble upon a certain cult compound that collected of the VHS tapes. I am not joking. Well, and my rules apply because it will have the great acts for the coolest stuff, and the 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 whippy wooden axe for the lamest death. And it was disputed on Shudder. A streaming Shudder actually have so many original films like Revenge, Satan's Slaves, Terrify. Honestly, there's so many Shudder films. I can't say so many Shudder films. Even documentaries. Even The Puppet Man, Night of the Hunter, and Evil Lurks. Even when Evil Lurks. But, and VH and the latest installment of the VHS franchise, VHS 85! And Blade Disgusted actually returned for the VHS franchise! With also other Bad, Horrible Ways to Die, Southbound. Oh, I forgot about to talk about Southbound. Southbound is another horror anthology film. I am not joking. This has so many characters I already talked about. Southbound is a horror, and it does have, and but I'm actually here to talk about VHS 94. But to tell the truth, VHS 94 is actually a premiere at Fantastic Fest, but it was released to Shudder. So, unlike the original films, it didn't. It actually did not release. It kind of did not release on on. It did not release to freaking in theaters. It just released to Shudder. Like the surprise sequel 1999, VHS 99 and VHS 88, 85. And Siren is actually a movie, but Kids vs. Aliens is also, but it got 91% of Rotten Tomatoes, and but the production is actually just a reboot, but it was actually during the freaking COVID-19 pandemic. Honestly, it's actually director Jennifer Reed and Tamara mentioned David Cronenberg's Videodrome. I am not joking. Videodrome is a freaking bombshell. And I also mentioned ABC's Death. And if you guys actually want me to do some more anthology, let me know in the comments below. Let's begin. The first, honestly, the film segment are presented as a series of cassettes found by a SWAT team members in a narrative of holy hell as they advance warehouse containing a remnant of a realistic cult of a mass unenlivened. Holy hell! Honestly, we actually see a. There was a woman dressed in white that actually had the same. Her eyes gouged out that shaky and the Swat string that consist of Slater, Osway, Sprayberry, Stravy, Petro, and Nash, and the cameraman Gary. What you question? Did you run out of weird names? Actually, Slater is actually a good name, but Oswald, Sliller, Sprayberry, Swivey, Petro, and Nash. But you actually have to finish it off with Gary. They actually raided the warehouse and destroyed voice that actually single of a dripping of a realize that him that he realized he did that is dripping into the floor, advancing through the warehouse in search of the suspect. Honestly, they actually found a VHS tape that encounters more dead cultists. Slater orders to search the upper floor with the blue team, and according it begins to play a newscast. Honestly, this is the first segment by Chloe Okono, known as Storm Drain. Honestly, the Veggie Masher was actually a. But honestly, Holly Musher and her cameraman draft trying to uncover the cryptid known as the Rat Man. A local legend of the storm drain that actually, while filming, he approached by a woman covered in black slime. Holly interviewed him, but when he began to spit up a black liquid and murmur Ratama, they attempt to flee. Before they can make their escape, they are captured by other resident of the sewer. They are taken deeper into the sewers by the dweller, the minister of the local church, who Holly interviewed earlier. Appeared the announcer that a new order will soon begin, and he must summon Ratman, which reveals to be a grotesque half-man, half-human, half-rat creature dubbed Ratama. He lives in the sewer, and dwellers worship him like a god, and Ratama proceeds to vomit black liquid, which the ministers pour over Jeff's space and viciously sustenance kill him as it melt his face, his head off. when I'm actually going to give three three rewards for free. Four rewards. I'm actually going to give three to these four to four segments. Yeah, but before Ratama, the creature growling is approved a brief intermission for the Veggie Master film and return to the news cut where the Holly Co-Acre explained that she was rescued a storm drain and work at Jeff and missing. Holly give a next report as to whether were with Atama and confused her co-acre and vomited black liquid on his face and melted it as he died screaming on air as the newsroom erupt in panic. Holly revealed to be been successfully converted and brainwashed by the sewer, and she finished by signing off with Hell Ratama. Okay, the segment over. I'm just going to say, the no whippy act. So I'm going to give the great acts of freaking the the great acts of coolest kill to Jeff and Holly's Jeff and Holly's co-anchor. Both of them got them faces melted off. Yeah, that's what I'm actually going to do. Holy hell. Back in the story, it got deeper and across the room set up a church, a giant scene at the American seats that the giant scene and play footage from a funeral home. The empty rake by Sam Barrett, which we see his work on the previous review. Okay, Haley. Haley was assigned to host a wake for a man, Andrew Andrew Edwards, at the Jetson funeral home. I'm not gonna count this man because, frankly, he's already dead before this story started, so I can't count. I can't add. He's already dead, so I can't give him anything. Honestly, Haley's boss Ronald and the other assistant Tim was leaving the building for the night, and Haley passed the time reading and outside and caused the light to flicker. Yeah, I want to set the mood. Yeah, the light began to flicker as she called her friend that for her local obituary for Andrew name. With she hears strange noises from the casting, which have moved on the Barrett. Haley calls Tim and say that she thinks Andrew may still be alive. Tim Quell heard worries by explaining that most by make gases noises. As the storm worsened, the lights begin to lose power. A strange man who identified as Gustav claims to be a relative of Andrews that arrived at the wake during. Honestly, he actually a chant use an incantation in Hungarian that abruptly leaves. Honestly, it reveals that to Haley that Andrew have committed suicide by leaping from the roof of a church while he was shouting gibberish. Yeah, I'm actually going to count that. But we did not see it, but I'm going to count it because we actually did see the corpse come out. Honestly, the cast is suddenly jerks, and honestly, Andrew reanimated corpse, and his head is missing, and honestly, Andrew head. Harry is temporarily distracted by Andrew by playing music via remote by Andrew function eyes lock onto her, allowing his corpse, to find Haley as if it attacked the storm, which escalated into a tornado, finally struck the funeral home. As the camera cut out after it passes, Haley have been possessed by Andrew's spirit, rise and crawl through the window and into the surrounded area. Uh, Haley. Um, to tell you the truth, I only get this a whippy. I there's no uh I think Haley Haley got possessed, and I do not know. Uh, I can give a award to this segment. I'm serious because because Andrew's body been reanimated and he died by jumping off and killing himself. But I I don't call that a cool death, so I can't call it a lame death either. So I can't give it a honorable mention. Back to the frame of story, discover biparts hanging from the ceiling, and honestly, they start panicking, and forever right, and bizarre laboratory footage of a laboratory, and this is the subject by Temo Habdi. It's actually in Indonesia where a man wake up to find his body been gone replaced by a mechanical spider, which he kinda dies. This strange scientist, Dr. James Syringe, want to make a mechanical human hybrid and kidnap human hybrids, human guinea pigs, as he carry out at a lobotomy on a young girl with a intel of SA referring to subject 9. Using the circle saw, he sedated the young man referred to subject 98. After he wakes up early, both experiments are successful. 98 become a strong robot with a mechanical blade arms. SA become a functional cyborg, respond a speech with the rest of the team present from her. Honestly, I count them both because, well, he just murdered them and revived them into one. And the wedge and the police and the public. James is suspect kidnap his patient. And SA old self is on screen. James remark on how she still recognized her old self appearance. James attempt to wipe SA's memories. SA wakes up during the procedure and hit James during the attempt to undo her restraint. James beat the SA repeatedly with a metal tray. Her battery life drops before he interrupted by a knock on the door. A heavily armored police officers have arrived, arrest James, and James throw a blanket over SA as the officers break the tape cuffs to feed Jono. The timid officer assigned the recorded raid. At, honestly, shoot him and help for survivor. They discover SA and argue over whether she should be killed or kept alive is not classified as human anymore. And despite that technically be a survivor, a blackout occurred in the lab and Juno witnessed SA escape but does not say anything. Another officer attempts to shoot the lock and free the group but triggers an explosion as the group alarm begin to sound, and James Cochrane's plan begins. Over a speaker states his creation is his alone, and honestly, it will take him shall die. Subject 98 awakened and slaughtered most of the soldiers. Juno and the commander survive after the commander hurls a grenade at 98. SA comes and flee from the building and begin. Honestly, it go. It actually, she actually find blueprints of her cyborg body, and she got arm cannon up her head, and she reserved in a jar of formaldehyde. She approaches a mirror and realizes that her new form, uh, uh, for the first time, as she actually punches the mirror and breaks it. After leaving the room, honestly, yeah, she clipped with the arm cannon and come close as self-defense. She discovers Juno behind the door and spares him after he begs for his life to help her out of the lab. Suddenly, the commander appears and shoot essay before being her. Juno grabbed the gun and shot the commander dead before being attacked by Subject 98 with her battery at critical low. SA used the last remaining strength to tear out 98 brain, killing it. She collapsed next to a severely injured Juno, and her Barry dies, and the tape cuts out to the security cam, which shows SA stood up on her own accord and escape in it from the lab. Honestly, the great axe will actually go to 98. His brain got ripped out. The wimpy axe will go to, well, well, Juno will go to the commander. The commander got shot to death because he did like us. Next is honestly holy hell, and the next story. Nash and Petro have killed Gary and the kidnapped Snivy, and the rest are search for the states. Forever starts right now, and honestly, it actually show the next one, which is terror. Honestly, the white supremacist super extremist group, the first Patriots movement militia that currently plotted to blow up the local government building in a bid to take back America. It is shown that the compound in a deserted area that somewhere in a Detroit, Michigan. The compound has security room. Honestly, a man is chained up and kept prisoner. Bob, the group cameraman, Greg, the group reader, and Chuck, the group member. Honestly, the film cuts to the group propaganda video that want to attend to purge evil. But honestly, their plan was to blow up a building with a car, and the framing segment arrived that and if they tested the creature, and known that it revealed that the group regularly shoot the man who is revealed to be a vampire who siphoned his blood, which became explosive when exposed to sunlight. Plan to use the blood instead of a bomb. Honestly, actually they inject a rabbit with vampire blood and cage it. When the sun rises, the rabbit explode. In celebration, the group drink heavily. Honestly, Steve into kiss it and forward the showers. Blood, Steven blood as Bob laugh. Honestly, Greg berates Jimmy in the next morning, but the duty guarding the compound. Jimmy runs towards the truck, discover it to be Terry. His neck was badly gored. Suddenly, crash into the compound, and the group realize they are Mrs. Steve. Greg calls for Steve. Honestly, they actually lose control due to the sway of the killersome of the group, and Steve stumble out of the compound covered in vampire blood, and Tampa explode once he stepped into daylight. And the remaining group, Greg, Tom, Bob, and Jimmy, vowed to kill the vampire. They entered the compound and discovered the creature was hiding in the attic. It tears Tom's face off. Greg shoot wildly, and the vampire killed Jimmy. And repeatedly, his head, the floor, shoot as the missing, and just shoot Greg in the leg. Bob is attacked by the vampire, and his face is bitten off. Greg is dragged into the cage attic, and the sunlight caused the vampire to explode and destroy the compound. Honestly, there will be no ammo deaths for the great machine for this, the great axe, the great axe for the great axe for the gray staff will go to, well, Steve. Steve actually was covered in vampire blood and exploded. Well, the doll, mm, the the wimpy wooden axe for the layman staff will go to Bob. Bob is attacked by the vampire and dying after his face was bitten off. Honestly, the major SWAT team are now dead, and Slayer is tired, and by Pedro Nash, who reviewed by the militia, and now is honestly Pedro beat. Honestly, Slater is told that he had to be their final kill upon Pedro beat him to death, and Petro and Nash believe that is their best tape yet. And okay, for this segment, um, the the great the great acts for the lamest stuff, the great acts for the coolest stuff will go to Nash. Nash was beaten to death by Petro. And the dome and the whoopee axe for the lamest stuff will go to well, none. All the deaths were released in 2021 during the pandemic, and the 1999 will be next after the top tens. Thanks for tuning in to Anime Scream 1798. Your one-stop shop for all things horror, anime, top tens, what ifs, predictions, reviews. We hope you enjoyed our review, my review, our review for of VHS 94 released in 2021, and we found it helpful in decided or now to check out the film. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and you never miss a video from us. And speaking of new videos, tomorrow we'll be reacting to the latest release from Meat Canyon. Be sure to tune in for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. In the next one, have a scream on time. Oh, and just a reminder, everybody. Thank you for having a great time. I have a great time with this, and I hope you have a great time with my channel. And make sure to subscribe for more. I see you next time. Bye.